The next section will cover the layout of drop zone Moorsele, boarding areas, landing areas and local rules. Depending on the landing direction of the plane, the boarding is either done at Area 22 or at Area 04. Area 04 is situated beyond the fuel platform and the entry to the car park next to the taxiway. It is a short walk from the packing hangar. Always walk behind the fuel apron and keep away from the taxiway. After landing, the jump plane taxis back and parks in front of the waiting skydivers. Area 22 is situated at the NE side of the runway. The white van will take you there. Board the van in front of the packing hangar. Make sure you are geared up, ready to jump before mounting the van. Random checks are performed to check adherence to this rule. When you arrive at Area 22, cross the taxiway and wait between the runway and the taxiway. Stay well clear of the runway and the taxiway while waiting, as other aircraft use these as well. The drop zone is really large and has enough room for 18 parachutists to land safely. To do so, it has been divided in 4 main landing areas. There are a few non-landing zones. The runway is a non-landing zone. If you have to cross it, do this above 500 feet. The area in front of the airplane hangars is a no-landing zone. The area between the manifest, the runway and the boundary of the airfield, also known as the death corner. If you land in front of the fuel platform or the boarding area, this is a grave mistake. The beautifully trimmed model airplane field on the northeast side of the main landing area is also a no-landing area. In the next slide we explain the use of the different landing areas. The student area is the only landing area for skydivers with less than 200 jumps. The turn to final is maximum 90 degrees. In this area, you land into the wind. With light variable winds, be on the lookout for other landing skydivers. In the main landing area and the high performance area, you always land in the direction of the arrow, regardless of what the windsock does. The arrow is usually parallel to the hangar. If you are not comfortable landing according to the arrow, you can land in the student area. The main area is for skydivers with more than 200 jumps. They land in the direction of the arrow. The turn to final is max 90 degrees. The high performance area is for skydivers with more than 500 jumps, making a 270-degree turn to final. Landing in the high performance area carries a lot of responsibility and entitles you to nothing. Only land here if you can safely do so. Never infringe on the airspace of other skydivers for your swoop to glory. Always fly your base leg from the north. Do not pass below 1,000 feet over the hangars. Do not try to land between the green hangar and the other hangars. There is a power line hanging close to the road. Do not land close to the runway and try to keep at least 30 meters from the runway edge. As mentioned in the overview of the landing areas, do not land in the death corner. When the arrow is pointing northeast, the main landing area in front of the manifest is for staff only. If you are not sure if you are staff, you most certainly are not a staff jumper and you land beyond the taxiway. This is to avoid a canopy jam of skydivers entering through the thinnest part of the landing area. All other jumpers with more than 200 jumps can land in the main landing area beyond the taxiway. All other jumpers with more than 500 jumps and able to perform a safe 270-degree turn to final can land in the high performance area. Jumpers with less than 200 jumps and all jumpers who want to land into the wind can land in the student area. When the arrow points to the southwest, skydivers with less than 200 jumps and skydivers who want to land into the wind can land in the student area. They make a turn to final of max 90 degrees. Skydivers with more than 200 jumps can land in the full main landing area. They land according to the arrow. They fly their base leg from the north. They make a turn to final of max 90 degrees. Skydivers with more than 500 jumps who can safely land with a 270-degree turn to final can land in the high performance area. They do this when they can safely do so, always with respect to other traffic. When the jump run is towards the south, never fly a pattern which makes you fly an approach over the hangars. You will fly head-on with skydivers flying a correct pattern. When the wind blows from the east, skydivers with less than 200 jumps and skydivers who want to land into the wind land in the student area. They fly their base leg from the north and make a turn to final of max 90 degrees. When the wind blows from the west, skydivers with less than 200 jumps and skydivers who want to land into the wind land in the student area. They fly their base leg from the north and make a turn to final of max 90 degrees. If you land in the student area, you will have to cross the runway to go back to the packing hangar. Moorsele airfield is not only used by skydiving planes but also by other aircraft. Therefore, crossing the runway is only permitted at the designated area marked by 4 orange cones. Crossing at another location will mean a yellow card sanction for you. When crossing the runway, you do not have the right of way. You give way to planes landing or taking off. If you see a plane approaching, drop to one knee and watch the plane as it comes by. This signals the pilot that you have spotted the plane and will wait until the plane has passed.